It's Melanie McLane, just sharing with you my latest course, Probate Pitfalls and Power Plays, Navigating Authority in Real Estate. And this will be a CE presentation. I am going to roll this out at the Triple Play Convention, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania this December in Atlantic City. Sure hope to see you there. So many of us remember Benjamin Franklin and his wisdom. And one of my favorite Benjamin Franklin quotes is this one: "In this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes." And of course, Franklin was 100% right. I've often had attorneys say to me, death is a taxable event. And I have a lot of experience both personally and professionally with estate settlement and things like that which go on. Now, another adage that I've heard and absolutely believe, because I've seen it, the devil comes to every funeral. So what do we mean by that? Well, we mean that when there's a will or no will, but there's money, you can count on some people deciding to argue about it. You can count on people who are in charge doing things that may not suit everyone else, but may actually be following the instructions in the will. You can count on people who don't have authority trying to supersede authority. And you can also count on missing documents, missing information, a whole bunch of stuff that people run into that they don't know, can't locate, so forth and so on. It's very challenging. So let's talk about exactly what we're going to talk about in this course. First of all, we're going to talk about who has legal authority to act for another person during their life and after death. So we'll be talking about powers of attorney, executors, and administrators. And recall, powers of attorney can be limited or they can be general. There are also specific powers of attorney for medical care, which may not give anyone authority to actually sell mom's house. Executors, generally the person named in a will to take care of the estate, but administrators are generally court appointed, typically when there is no will, but sometimes when the executor is either no longer alive and not able to be an executor or just says, I won't do it. We're going to talk about trusts and wills and other documents. I've had appraisals I've done for a trust many times. I've sold properties that are in a trust. And so just as we always do in real estate, the very first question we have is who owns the property and who has legal authority to sell the property. We're going to talk about testate and intestate. I used to joke in pre-licensing classes, intestate is not a state between Ohio and Pennsylvania. Intestate is when you die without a will. It's been called a no-will will, because if you die without a will, trust me, whatever state you're in, they have laws of descent and distribution, and your assets will be divided according to state law. May not be what you planned to have happen. Date of death valuations. I do these all the time as an appraiser, and I have to caution you, sometimes people postpone getting this appraisal done. I have already done estate appraisals for a person who died 10 years ago. Now, an estate appraisal is date of death. So whatever I tell the person the property was worth when dad died 10 years ago, that's clearly not market value today. The must-have documents in your file. As with any transaction, you have to prove you know who your clients are and you know they have authority. And you can depend upon title companies and attorneys asking for documentation like a death certificate. How clients can plan to avoid probate and reduce taxes. We're getting more and more questions in this area all the time. And I know I get a lot of these from second home owners who are seeking to keep a second home or cabin or lake home or whatever it is in their family. They want to protect it from Medicaid and other things. And so we do get questions about that. And navigating situations confidently. Now, I'm not going to turn anyone into an attorney, and I'm not going to turn anyone into an accountant. And I'm going to hopefully give you enough information so that you can proceed to advise your clients. You need to run that past your attorney, or that's a question for your accountant. We want to always stay in our lane as realtors. So everyone dies. Properties have to be sold, estates have to be settled. We're going to give you the information you need to help these clients. This is a very growing practice for many of us. I know my practice has a lot of this kind of transactions. I've had personal experience within my family of estates and trusts and estate settlement. So I'm really excited about this course, and I really hope to see you at it soon. And thanks for listening.